Today we are going to study duty. What is duty? Is every act a duty or not? Duty is one of those universal abstract terms, like consciousness, like love. It's difficult to define them, but we will try, because duty is such a very important concept. You see, sometimes you can understand these abstract ideas better without words, isn't it? Kartavya kya cheez hai? We know it very well, its value, its importance. But we will try to put it into definable terms. It's the sense of moral obligation you feel in any given situation. It's the sense of that I ought to be doing this, which you feel. Another definition which I gave you in the last class was Kant's definition. The inner categorical imperative. Something I have to do. Yahi karaniya hai. Is in this situation, that is duty. You can say it's the volitional expression of your conscience. An inner directive that you need to do this. You can call that as duty. So you see, in our own way we can understand what duty means. Last class you must have understood the entire deontological perspective of ethics. It's based on this concept of duty. And in Indian culture also it has been held, given the highest place. Devotion to duty is the highest thing in life. If there is devotion to duty, that duty itself will carry you forward. So what we are today calling excellence in the workplace is something like duty. Giving out the best performance that you are capable of. Dedicated work. So all this is included under duty. One remarkable thing about duty is, it is, in a sense, it is based on your identifications. If you are identified with one particular thing, you have a particular set of duties. Like for example, you are students now. So it's mandatory, your mandatory duty is to study. For a teacher, for a doctor, there are a definite set of duties which they have to perform because they are identified with the profession of a teacher or a doctor or whatever. Take the case of a soldier. If any man shoots somebody on the road, you will call it murder and he will be put behind bars. But if a soldier kills 20 people along the enemy line, he is considered to be doing great duty, isn't it? So in a way it depends on your identification, what role you are identified with. What is your station of life at that particular moment? Accordingly, your duties are set. And if you are not identified with anything else also, as a human being, since you identify with this body-mind mechanism, you have certain humanitarian duties, humanitarian values, what we say. So duty is based on that. So duty is an abstract concept and we have to draw many things from it. Vivekananda used to say, in Vivekananda's Karma Yoga, there is one whole chapter devoted to duty. And there he says that it is difficult to define duty on the objective front, because duties are different for different people. But on the subjective front, you can define duty. Anything that elevates you and ennobles you is your duty. And anything that degrades you, makes you feel bad about yourself, that is not your duty. अब ये आप ही सोच के देखो what this means. Duty naturally means something which is helpful to you, something which builds your life, elevates your life. This is another one definition that is there. Then there is this concept of what is called swadharma in our culture. It is actually a duty peculiar to your nature, is called swadharma. It's a special kind of duty, you can say, peculiar to your nature. Later we will go towards it, what it means, but just here you should know about it. Another thing which Vivekananda points out is, not that duty is always easy, isn't it? Sometimes duties can be very difficult. In fact, Vivekananda says, duty is seldom sweet. Rarely is it sweet. It becomes sweet only when love greases its wheels, he says. Which means what? Many times the duties we have to perform, they may not be to our liking, nor do we have any inclination to do, but करना पड़ रहा है, ऐसा situation आ सकता है. But just because it's your duty, you have to do it. Intelligent is that man who converts his duties into something which he is able to do with gusto, with joy, with happiness. One who is able to do his duties in that manner, accepting that this to be the universal way of life. One who is able to dedicate himself to his duty, one who develops devotion to his duty. That man becomes truly great. देखिए, these are all qualities of leadership which your modern leadership paradigm may not give you, but they are part and parcel of your culture. In this culture, always duty was placed above everything else. The entire deontological ethics is based on duty. So this is a concept which you should deeply think about. In any situation, you must ponder and think, what is my duty in this situation? मुझे किसी ने करने को नहीं कहा, सो मैं नहीं करूँगा. This is not the answer. This is not right thinking. As a human being here in this particular situation, under these conditions, what should be my ideal duty? This is something for all of us to think about. मैंने आपसे कहा था ना, action will be good, reliable only if you think a bit before you jump into the act. If you don't think at all, if it's just pure impulse, then you can never know where that impulse will take you. So duty के बारे में भी चिंता करनी है, सोचना है. In this particular, whenever you find yourself in a conundrum, in a kind of enigmatic situation, puzzle, then you must think, what should my duty be? And you will get the right answer. अगर ये प्रश्न ना पूछो, what should be my duty in this situation, there will be no inclination towards action in the right direction. So this concept of duty is so important. That is why it has been elevated to such an extent. If you read the life of our great historical heroes, you will see total dedication to duty. Not what they felt was nice at that moment, not what according to public opinion. They didn't move according to all this. They were not whimsical. They were always predictable because they were duty bound. So to become the center of reliability, that is what a leader is, isn't it? You have to be dutiful. किसी भी सिचुएशन में मेरा कर्तव्य क्या है, this should be paramount. If you want to be a real leader, if you want to get genuine respect in life, then you must think of duty.